Hey, what's good, everybody? I'm gonna be doing a quick, not quick, I guess, but all signs. Um, hey, Barb, hope all is well. How are you doing? But yeah, I'm gonna go through all the signs real quick. Good evening, good evening. I'm gonna go through all the signs and hey, EFU, how's it going? So I'm gonna start off. Let me see, should I do a spirit animal? I know when I did the fire horse, I did the spirit animal. This has been popping up a lot, so I'm gonna do all the signs. I'll do a spirit animal for each one. Man, I always forget I know the order, but I'm just like, let me see all zodiac signs. All right, cool. There we go. Okay, I got it. Oh, Jane. Jane. How's it going? Okay, a typing issue. That's funny. Okay, so here we go. So we'll start with Aries. We'll get spirit animal for this Mercury retrograde. I think we could do let me see, Mercury retrograde. Obviously, with Mercury retrograde, there's always things from the past, right? Oh, look at so Aries is a wombat spirit. Be at home. Ah, interesting. 68 wombat spirit. So you're gonna have to look up a little bit about. I'm probably not gonna have time to read up each of the spirit animals, but be at home. Wombat spirit. So you might want to look up that wombat spirit. Um, let me see. Let me see. I could pull one of these and then I'll get into the message. Whoa. Empowerment conjunction combines with, enhances, strengthens, joins forces, activates, intensifies, authorizes, allies with. So maybe it has to do with collaborations and all that good stuff. That's interesting. So, yeah, okay. So wombat spirit and conjunction, right? For Aries. So again, just look up the spirit animal and see, you know, let me see. So, for Mercury retrograde, right? What do you need to know? I feel like I could ask I feel like there's a theme of choices. So let's see a choice that needs to be made kind of thing, right? For this Mercury retrograde. That's what I feel oh, interesting. Wow. It kind of goes with the wombat spirit to be at home. Hmm. Maybe it's about focusing on building a happy home, stability, right? But focus on the home, right? With the wombat spirit. Maybe 68 is significant. Wow. I think that's 14, right? Which adds up to 5, which is the number of change. So maybe there's a change that needs to be made to bring about that kind of happy home peace, right? Peace and harmony. That jumped out at me. So, and while the throat chakra, so maybe it has to be communicated, right? Well, Mercury retrograde. Hello. Mercury, the planet of communication. Wow. And what did I say about the choice, right? So there's something that has you up in your head, most likely Aries, right? Maybe your sacral chakra is out of balance at this time. Maybe something came to an end with the 9. right? Instability, right? So that's why I guess there's a lot of focus on bringing stability to the home. The lovers came out, so maybe it was with matters of the heart, right? Six is also the number of like home, right? Home life, right? It could be, right? In some cases, pregnancy, but I don't feel it in this instance, right? It's just, it could be, take it how it resonates, right? There's that Gemini energy again, right? With the Nine of Swords. Well, and you came out, duh. I didn't even think about it. Aries, you came out in the first card out, right? So, and then the choice, of course, there was a choice that needed to be made. So, yeah, I don't know. Maybe a choice was already made, and that's what brought about the instability, right? Maybe there's during this Mercury retrograde with the throat chakra communication, Mercury, there's a feeling of wanting to communicate something, right? To bring stability back, right? So that makes sense. Wow. And there's that six, and that's funny because for everybody, I'm just gonna pull one spirit animal, but this one jumped out, and it's interesting because that jumped out at me right now. The 6-6, which is the white raven spirit, trust and magic. Interesting. So yeah, so I think that's kind of the theme. Something needs to, I don't know, but even this is Libra, which is balance, right? So there's something that needs to be like a division, right? Something. What is the choice? I don't know. I don't want to go that deep into it right now. Let me see. Wow, look at that. I said the other one, right? It added up to five, which is the number of change. It feels like something has to end for either something already ended or something has to end in order for there to be harmony, right? I heard very abrupt, right? It has to be just an abrupt, wow. I mean, well, maybe that's where trust in the magic, right? Trust in the magic. Maybe that's why that came out because, oof, my throat got tight, right? Look at the devil came out. So maybe you're bound to something, whether addictions, whatever it is. Hmm. Damn, that's crazy. I even got a headache right now with that. So that's pretty interesting. Okay. I think that's enough clarity for that. There's something that has to end to bring about the peace. And maybe it doesn't seem possible, but I don't know. With Raven's spirit, with the white Raven spirit, trust in the magic. Interesting. Hmm. Okay. So Taurus is next. Let's see what Taurus wants to say. Throw these back in. Let me know how Mercury retrograde is treating all of you because yeah, I think even leading up to it, I don't know, it's been interesting. But it's probably the eclipse energy as well, right? We got the eclipse coming up on the 3rd. So maybe it's just that eclipse energy, right? Um, okay. So for Taurus, what spirit animal should Taurus tap into for? Wow, what's up, Taurus? You don't want to talk? Oof. Wow, I love it. I love it. This came out. I don't know who this came out for last time, but Taurus Panther Spirit, reclaim your power, 44. That's so funny because as I was driving, there was a fire truck that pulled up on the side of me and it jumped out at me because the number was 44. So that's pretty interesting. Panther Spirit, reclaim your power. Hmm. Okay. So that's something to tap into right now, Taurus. That Panther Spirit. Oh, here it is. Panther Spirit. That could be your guide during this time, during this Mercury retrograde, if you feel things. going all over the place. Sextile opportunities. So, and again, wow, maybe that's the theme. Collaborates, assists, explains, provides opportunity. That's kind of right? A similar theme for Aries. Maybe you're an Aries Taurus cusper, creates possibilities, opens doors, promises, brings insight, communicates, welcomes, develops. Hmm. Wow, it looks like two people in the back. Snowflakes, right? No two snowflakes are the same. I don't know why that popped in my head, but maybe it means something to one of you, or if any Taurus sees this, right? S- Okay, so for Mercury retrograde, wow, okay. Kind of goes with the theme too about assists, right? Maybe putting your heads together, learning something new, work wise, work related. Hmm. So maybe you're gonna be focusing on starting something new work wise, right? Let's see what else for Taurus. What else for Taurus? Yeah, okay. Good. Ace of Wands, new ideas. Hmm. Maybe it'll happen as soon as Aries season, right? Wait, what is it right now? Pisces, right? We're in Pisces season already. So that's the next, right around the corner. Good news, passion, something, maybe something, right? You're gonna be kind of invited to start something new that you'll be passionate about. I feel like you're gonna have to learn. You're gonna have to take the time to learn, but it'll be something that you have passion for. Let me see what else. Hmm. Whoa, the same. Wow. Responsibility. So I feel like this will be something that puts responsibility on your plate. Maybe that's why you'll have to take the time to learn. Hmm. I feel like it's a role that, you're qualified for, right? You might have to be very honest, right? With that Queen of Swords energy. Not that you'll be it doesn't feel like it's in a bad way. It's just you're gonna have to be very it's almost like think of a judge, right? A judge sitting, at court and, you know, yeah, they could be emotional but that's not the role they play, right? The role is to just listen to the facts and so it feels like that. Like whatever job it is, it's gonna be something where you listen to the facts and it's gonna be a little more brain over heart kind of situation, but I think it's gonna be something that you're good at. But the same, right? There's a death. That's funny that this popped out again. So maybe you're a Aries Taurus cusper. There's a death to something. Maybe you were dealing with an Aries because there's this came out as well. Mm. Maybe you worked for. Maybe it's that going from being in a corporate job where you have someone that has all the authority to you starting something, right? Maybe you being a partner where you're actually one of the owners of something as opposed to. So there's a death to basically that someone being having the authority over you. I feel like for some reason I don't know whatever if it's that retrograde thing. I feel like I have to take an extra second to know what I'm saying kind of thing. That's funny. Yeah, but that I feel like for Taurus, there's something new coming in, and you'll be the one with the authority, right? Maybe you're still in the process, right? Maybe you like don't want to jump into something else yet, or I mean, you're still holding on to something before you start something new. But I feel like ultimately, once you bring an end to that, then you'll be able to focus more on the other stuff, right? Like kind of like that whole biblical thing of no person could have two masters, because right, you'll love one, hate the other, something like that. I'm paraphrasing, but you have to put like full attention really to what you're gonna do. So hopefully that made sense. Ah, and the world was under, so that's pretty much I didn't even see it. Really, yeah. So it looks like it already closed. It already closed, but you're still trying to hang on, I guess. But it's closed regardless. Maybe you you haven't realized it. So I think the universe. Well, at least I mean, there's not a tower or nothing, but um, maybe that'll come next if you don't start focusing on what you need to focus on. So hopefully that made sense. Let me see who's next. Oh, Gemini. Okay, Aries, Taurus, Gemini. Let's see what comes in for Gemini. So Gemini. Let's see for Mercury retrograde. And what's your little guiding spirit animal right now? Wait, one of them was flipped over. Ah, that's funny. The parrot's flipped over, but I think I hadn't put it. That would fit Gemini. Have the parrot. Let me see. All right, for Gemini, what spirit animal? What spirit animal? Whoa. Oh, interesting. I like it. I like the message with it. Lizard spirit, dream the world into being. Wow, that's amazing. Little lizard with its wings. Hmm, 38. Dream the world into being. Dream the world into being. Gemini. Let me see. Square challenge. Uh-oh. Wow, maybe it's a challenge to dream the world into being, but if anyone could do it, you can. Creates tension, stalls, sounds the alarm, motivates, pressures into, frustrates, demands, struggles, reorients, hurts, works out, reconciles. What in the world? That's interesting. Wow, I guess it's like the maybe something triggers you into putting a little more action. That makes sense, I guess, in a weird way. I don't know. That's interesting. Not, I don't necessarily like that, but it makes sense. So, right? Sometimes you need a little extra channel. Oh, wow. But now that's good. Celebrates. I mean, three of celebration, three of cups. So, hmm. Abundance, success. Interesting. So let's see what else. Interesting. Wow. Ace of Pentacles. I feel like the same though, right? There's something you have to let go of. I feel like there's choices. Hmm. Damn, so maybe you're a Taurus Gemini cusper because the devil came out as well. And the Seven of Cups, which means maybe there's just too many choices at the time. And you have to focus on one thing, right? But I mean, aside from that, it looks like once you make a choice, celebration, right? Maybe it already came in, right? Just try to use some discernment at this time. Maybe the Mercury retrograde kind of will have you a little, um, not, well, I heard off balance, but yeah, that's interesting. That's interesting that that came out. So yeah, maybe it's something like that, right? That's funny. There's this old song that I used to love. This artist, he passed away, but um, that's interesting. He was a Sagittarius, which is your opposite sign, right? Gemini. But there was a song called "Too Many Choices," right? Oh, look at that! Wow, Ace of Wands. Yeah. So I think once you narrow it down, you'll be. I think you should really trust your intuition, right? Even look at that, the crown chakra, right? Oh, both don't crown chakra. So maybe something's gonna be trying to distract you. That's interesting, right? With that devil energy, maybe it's more like things trying to distract you. So be careful with that. Maybe that's the warning. Because everything is like, yeah, I got chills. Okay, I think that's what it is. Just be careful not to be distracted. Mercury retrograde, that makes sense, right? Hmm. Yeah, I got chills. So that's wow, big time. So man, that death point keeps popping up. That's funny. What in the world is going on? That's funny. So maybe this Mercury retrograde is gonna be the chance. Maybe things will pop up for you to permanently, right? Did it come out for Aries? I know it came out for Taurus, right? The death card. I'm gonna have to rewind it after and see. But there's the death at the bottom of the deck, so that's pretty interesting. Maybe that's gonna be the theme, right? For Mercury retrograde. If things come back in, it's just look at it as a chance to really bring things to a close or something, right? If anything. That's pretty interesting. Hmm. Wow, and now it jumped out. Wow, okay. So they were like, you're not gonna ignore me. That's funny. Yeah, Cancer's next. So you're right in time. Wow. So death jumped out and then bam. So for Gemini, there's definitely a new journey, right? Financial, maybe you'll just get inspiration, right? Maybe the inspiration will be for, a new line of work, new career, new financial venture, right? So you're gonna have to take a leap of faith and just try not to get distracted, right? With that devil and seven of course. See, every time I mention that, I get chills big time. So I feel like, yeah, that's crazy. Okay. Well, at least that it's not so much is that things are maybe, yeah, one Mercury retrograde, right? Of course it would affect you. Yeah, that's so funny. Yeah, that's like eerie chills I keep getting. That's funny. Okay. So you've been warned, right, Gemini? You've been warned. Looks like everything's gonna be going good. Just don't be distracted. Okay. So let's see for Cancer. Um, okay, first, what's the spirit animal Cancer should tap into during this time? What's the spirit animal that Cancer could tap into if they need assistance? Spirit for Cancer. Whoa, that one just flew right out. Flamingo. Flamingo spirit. Embrace the in between. 26. So maybe your birthday's June 26th. That's already Cancer, right? Maybe that number 8 is significant. Maybe July 8th, or maybe just the 8, right? Flamingo spirit, embrace the in between. So look it up right now. Yeah, I'm not reading the book because that'll just take too long. But for everybody that did I pull? Yeah, I did. Right, for Gemini, I was a lizard. Okay, yeah. So Flamingo, Cancer. If you need any assistance, maybe it'll be about being elegant like the flamingo, right? Very letting your yeah. I know it's came out before. I know I've even made videos about the flamingo as a spirit animal. So yeah, just look it up. Oh wow, what did I just say? I love it when I said 26, which adds up to 8. Maybe 8 is significant. And look at what came out. Eighth house, intimacy. Wow. Maybe you need to get a little evil eye amulet or something, right? That's funny. Maybe you like deep sea diving or something. Go to the ocean. Investments, intensity, contract, sex. So maybe that's a theme right now. Maybe you need to, connect in that way. Erotic capital, secrets, mysteries, obsessions, inheritance, kundalini energy. Stalking, hopefully that's not you. Stalking the underworld. Wow, I literally just uploaded a video about the underworld. So that's so funny. So eighth house, intimacy, right? So the 8, maybe your life path eighth or 8 or something, right? Cancer. That's funny. Flamingo from Florida. Ah, 7-9. That's funny. 7-9. That's my niece's birthday. That's pretty cool. Um, what else? What else? Hmm. Let me see. Okay, so what else for Cancer? What do they need to maybe release during this Mercury retrograde? What choice do they need to make? What's coming for them? Whoa. Okay. Oh, intuition. Maybe you have someone coming towards you, or you need to trust your intuition more. Maybe a Pisces, a page though, right? So let's see. So if you do get an offer from a page, trust your intuition, right? Know if that's a road you want to go down. Wow. So yeah, maybe you're in a Queen of Pentacles energy, and then obviously, right, if here comes a page, maybe it's not something maybe it's a choice, right? It could be someone from your past coming back to test you, maybe. Hmm, interesting. Let me see. Wow, another page. Interesting. Hmm, Page of Pentacles. Maybe you'll have a new financial. I mean, it doesn't seem like if this is your energy, Cancer, it doesn't feel like you necessarily need either of these offers, which is maybe why, right? Like the way she's looking down in this sense, maybe it has you thinking, right? Maybe that's why that advice will be to trust your intuition, right? Maybe you know better. Maybe that's why. So maybe that will be the lesson for you during this Mercury retrograde, right? I know cancers could be compassionate people, right? So maybe you've already been through this. And maybe it's coming back into your life, right? To see if you've learned the lesson from the past. Ah, okay. Yeah. Yeah, maybe it's a choice between two different ones, right? I got chills, so yeah, maybe that's kind of what it is. Look at the world as I split the deck. So maybe it is a cycle that hasn't closed out, but it's gonna be a chance to close it out. Maybe you're gonna be have to be mind over heart. Look at the Libra, right? Maybe to balance it out, whatever choice you make will balance out something, right? That needs to be balanced out. So I don't know. I'm kind of starting to like this Mercury retrograde because it feels like there's opportunities to close things out or to pass a test of sorts, right? Wow. Yeah, you have a lot of like interesting energy, right? Because even this, wow, you got three pages: Page of Swords, Page of Cups, Page of Pentacles. What in the world is happening here? That is crazy. Unless this is your energy, there's parts of yourself, right? Maybe so if we're gonna go deep into it. Maybe there's parts of yourself that are coming up. Maybe there's things within yourself that I mean, for lack of a better word, might be a little immature, that it's a chance to see, right? The way you are with money, the way you are with your emotions, the way you are with, I guess, the mind, the way you process things. So take it out how it resonates. Either they're gonna manifest as actual people, or these are, and which makes, wow, I got chills big time. So it's like, but regardless, these three people represent like aspects of yourself for some crazy. Wow, the universe is doing like a whole crazy test with you. Like that's the eight too. That makes sense. Wow. Hmm. Wow, that's pretty interesting. And look at this. Wow. Three pages, and look at this, right? There's three wands, and then obviously there's one that gets chosen. And you said the number three. That's crazy. Wow. Wow. That's mind blowing. Huh. So, yeah. Yeah. That's pretty amazing. Oh, and when I had split the deck, right? That was the King of Swords that. Hmm. That's funny because the Ace of Cups is underneath. And there you are, Cancer, right? Hmm. Wow, that's pretty interesting. I think yeah, something's like pulling on my ear. I feel like I know the King of Swords came out, which is mind over heart, but there's a lot of focus on your intuition, right? I feel like you already know what you need to do. So hopefully it's like the combination, right? You already know your intuition, but you're gonna have to be able to mind over heart, right? So it's a combination. You already know, but at the same time, um, mind over heart. So I'll just put it like that. Yeah, because we could keep going down. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. You're welcome. So yeah, that's crazy. It looks like it resonated. So, and if any other Cancer watches this, yeah, let me know if it resonates as well. That's pretty interesting. That was a little deep. Yeah, that was a little deep. Interesting. So thank you for that. My whole crown's like lighting up. So that's pretty. I like tapping into things like that. Little. interesting, complex puzzles, but I guess they're not that complex at the end of the day. That's pretty cool. Okay, so after Cancer is Leo, right? I feel like I took a long time on that one for some reason. Let me try to, not that I'm a rush, but yeah. Oh, my incense even ran out. Maybe I'll light another one right now. Okay, so Leo. What spirit animal for Leo? What spirit animal should Leo tap into during this? Whoa, that one just flew out. Wow, the koi fish. There is always enough. I know this came out for somebody else before. 36. 36. So maybe 9 is significant, right? Maybe, what would it be? August 9th? Koi fish spirit, there is always enough. Okay. And we know the koi fish is seen as a good luck kind of thing, so maybe there's luck, right? Maybe there's luck for you, Leo. Wow. We know this is Leo energy, right? With the in the what do you call it? In the Rider Waite, right? Sun being the sun. Look at the heart. Oh. Maybe if you've been walking on eggshells, don't walk on eggshells anymore, right? Show that heart. The fireworks. I love it. Essence, energy, self awareness, life force, spirit, creativity, honor, masculinity, distinction, childishness, ego. Well, this one says like both, right? So just be careful to not get into that. Wow, I got chills all the way down, right? So I mean, maybe childish isn't a bad thing, right? Ego, there's nothing wrong with a healthy ego, right? As long as it doesn't get too much to the other side where you become an, I guess, for lack of a better word, an a-hole, right? Individuality, solitude, expression, self-sufficiency, shine, heartbeat, father. I love it. All right. So let's see. Oh, wow. That's so funny. I didn't even see with the sun, the Leo card flipped over. The lover. Wow. So maybe love is in the air right now for you, Leo, during this Mercury retrograde. Since I guess, you jumped out there. That's so, look at the lion. That's funny. The lover express creative, loving, playful, warm. Ah, see, playful, that child. That's funny. That jumped out at me, the childness. Playful, warm, overt, self-confident, flirtatious, glowing, bedazzling. You're bedazzling right now. That's crazy. Extroverted. Ah, there's that ego tizzy ass. So just be careful with that. Proud, trusting, excessive, juicy. That's funny. Leo. Okay, so what does Leo need to? That's funny how you're the first one that you jumped out in that deck, Leo. That's crazy. You're like, I'm gonna be seen one way or another. Okay, so double, huh? Double dose of Leo with the sun and the Leo card. Uh-oh, wow, that's interesting. You're thinking about the past? Hmm, what is it? Scorpio. Is this your energy or someone else's energy? We'll find out. I don't know. Are you thinking about the past, Leo? You got two new cups behind you, so I just heard that song. What is it? Let it go, let it go. What is that? Is that from Frozen? I still haven't watched that movie. I gotta watch it one day. I just know the song. Whoa, look at you. Damn. So I don't know. What are you even? The sun came out twice in the other deck, and I mean, you got all the reason to be happy during this time. So if it hasn't hit yet, it's about to. Oh, shoot. I forgot. I'm all showing the little. You're gonna be riding bareback on a white horse with the sun shining through a field of flowers. Wow. That's crazy. All right. Hmm. So what is this energy? Okay, let me see. Look at that as I split the deck. Ten of Pentacles. Wow. Uh-oh. Passion. Mercury retrograde. Is that someone trying to rush in with the passion? Hmm. I don't know. I felt something on the solar plexus with this card, but let me see. Let me ask what is up with this okay, so is this Five of Cups Leo? Let me see. Very to the point. Is this Leo? The Five of Cups Leo? Yeah, I guess it is. Huh? Yeah, interesting. Okay. I guess you're just not seeing that the so here it is. This is your like just know that yeah, everything good's right around the corner. So what did the koi fish say? There is always enough. Ah, interesting. So maybe yeah, something didn't come through maybe that you were expecting, but you don't see that. Right? It's like that one thing, what do they say? Like rejection is redirection or rejection is God's protection, all these things, right? Maybe something didn't work out. Maybe you were looking for a job, maybe romantic things, but hey, there's plenty right around the corner, right? So yeah, okay. So that's it. Maybe you're a little um boohoo over spilled milk, but hey, good things are right around the corner, so you could thank me later. Wow, look at see the star. Man, that's crazy. Double sun, the star, the lover. Look at that. The star, la armonía, the radiant harmony, and and active equilibrium. If things were out of balance, they're about to become in balance, right? Wow, look at as I split the deck. The magician and the ace of swords. So maybe you're about to become very creative out of nowhere, right? It's just gonna hit you. That's pretty interesting. It's gonna seem like out of thin air, right? With that ace of swords. Yeah, wow. That's pretty cool. I like it. Okay. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, you're right now something. Let me know. Any Leos, let me know what you're boohooing about, right? Something didn't go through and I mean it's not oh wow. Wow, look at looks like something too. Maybe you're about to be in a new connection as well. So maybe that's what you were boohooing about, right? See, and even though this is, yeah, you're gonna be like, yeah, overflowing with happiness. Maybe that's why a double sun, right? Interesting. See the people celebrating. Yeah, wow. I guess it's gonna be an abundant time emotionally. See, and you were crying about the three cups, but there's two new ones right behind you, right? I like it. So, that's kind of the thing right now, right? Well, maybe Mercury retrograde, right? It kind of brought things up. I don't know. Maybe just things that look at that. Desengaño, desgracia. Yeah, okay. Yeah, yeah. It says like lost friendships, lost love. So yeah, I don't know. I guess maybe for you, Mercury retrograde brought nostalgia, but the sad nostalgia, right? Wait, nostalgia. Wait, nostalgia is just good, right? I don't know what the just memories, I guess. Just memories, right? Hey, Adrian. Hope all is well. Yeah. So I mean, hey, it looks like you're just up in your head about certain things, but everything looks like it's gonna pan out just fine. So I wouldn't worry too much. So yeah, that's good. I like that energy. It made me. I kept getting all these great little butterfly feelings and all this stuff. So thank you for allowing me to tap into that. Okay, who's next? Leo, Virgo, right? All right, you're another fellow Mercury sign, right? Virgo. So let's see. Let's see. What spirit animal for Virgo? I didn't used to like this spirit animal deck because it was too stiff, but now that the other ones are getting, I use them so much. This one I'm appreciating it more. That's pretty funny. Wow, frog spirit for Virgo. Clear out the clutter. Maybe doing a little spring. Oh, spring cleaning. Duh. Literally, maybe doing some spring cleaning. You- When the spring started, I don't know, but maybe doing some spring cleaning. Look at, maybe you'll find something valuable. Maybe there's something you lost that you'll find with some spring cleaning. That's crazy. Huh. 28. What is it? August 28th, maybe? That's Virgo season already. Or 10, maybe the completion of something, right? One, new beginnings, if you want to break it down to a one. Maybe you're September 1st. A September 1st Virgo, right? Maybe you need to go do some frog medicine, right? Don't yeah, that's just, for someone. Clear out the clutter. Well, I think it's actually like toad medicine, right? I don't think it's the frog. But yeah. But I like that because, right? It's maybe you're tapped in right now too, right? Because that's a huge like spirit animal for those that are walking between both worlds, right? Whoa, I got chills with that. So yeah. Maybe you're a Virgo that's really tapped in at this time. So maybe it's about yeah, so for sure tap into frog spirit, right? To help you navigate both worlds. If you're doing a lot of spiritual work right now. Yeah. Yeah, that's what, because that one gave me big time chills with that. Hmm. Okay. Wow. Wow. Okay. So yeah, North Node, Destiny. See, maybe you're a Virgo that's tapping into your destiny, right? Your North Node. You're learning about your direction that you're supposed to be heading towards, right? I mean, obviously free will and all that good stuff, but you know, maybe you're learning more about your birth chart and all that. Look at Soul School. Well, there it is. Bam. Soul School, learning curve, fulfillment, purpose, right? There it is, right? Maturing, experience, fruition, North Star process, development, practice, path, beacon, blossoming, becoming, integrity, journey. So there it is. Yeah. Wow. Okay. So that makes sense. Yeah. Tap into frog spirit to help you navigate if you're tapping more into that spiritual side, right? And still having to be in this world, tap into frog spirit to help you navigate between both realms, right? Wow, I even heard the land of the living and the land of the dead. So maybe you're doing some maybe you have like medium abilities that are opening at this time. Wow, that's pretty interesting. Got a slight headache here, so I don't know what that was about. On the right side, the masculine side. So maybe you're fighting it, right? Because obviously that would have to do you surrendering more to your feminine side, right? For the intuition, right? You tapping into the other world. Maybe you have a masculine side that's fighting it, right? Using more logic. Yeah, Virgos tend to do that, right? They'll be very logical, um, and they don't give in to that side, right? So at this time, maybe and maybe it's coming back. Maybe it's something that in the past you've neglected, right? Or you pushed away. So maybe this Mercury retrograde for you, it's bringing back that ability again. Maybe you'll start enhancing during this Mercury retrograde, and it's a chance to connect with it. Yeah, so that's interesting. Did I even say anything about Leo? What? I don't know. I didn't. I kind of just the message. I'm sure that's the message you're supposed to get regardless. So, okay. Wow, victory. Okay, I like it, Virgo. So, yeah, maybe there's something that's gonna come back in with that, and you'll learn how to navigate it this time, right? Hmm. Very interesting. What's the heart chakra? So let me see. I mean, unless that makes you, it's gonna make your heart happy to connect with that. Let's see. Maybe you'll tap into. Wow, look at that. Perseverance. Maybe it's something that in the past, for some reason, wow, and look at if you look at him this way, wow, as I'm looking at him, yeah, it looks like his right side, and then that's where I was feeling like the headache. That's funny. So that's crazy. Oh, that's funny. So yeah, maybe you overcame that, right? Or you will. Wow, look at that. And there's that death again. That is crazy underneath, right? Wow, that is crazy. Maybe you are gonna look for because on the other side, as I split the deck, is the King of Pentacles. So maybe it's gonna be the beginning of a journey towards maybe working more in your because it looks like that's your purpose in a way, right? Maybe your purpose is to navigate, like work in something like a spiritual field, right? Yeah, maybe doing medium work, maybe. Yeah, interesting. What else for Virgo? Uh-oh. Maybe this is your energy because this is like self-sabotage, engaño. How do you engaño is can't think right now. Engaño. How come I can't think of engaño? Like shady, right? But like lying to yourself kind of thing, right? Something that lies, right? Something engañar is like to yeah, to pull one over on somebody, right? I can't believe I can't think right now. But yeah, that's interesting. So maybe you were lying to yourself about stuff. I don't know, that's what I'm feeling. Let me see then. Let me see. Okay, is this Five of Swords Virgo or is this someone else? Really? They busted the maybe on me. But there's a communication again. Maybe a little of both, right? Maybe you let people influence you and then you did the rest of the work, right? But look at 5-5. That's the number of change. But there's that 10 too, completion, right? Interesting. So maybe there's a little bit of both, right? This and that could be true. So maybe you allowed others to get in your head and then you did you kind of took it from there. Yeah, maybe you're going to look for people that mentor you, right? Because that's what it is, searching for someone that helps you, head in the right direction, right? Okay, so, hmm, yeah. Yeah, maybe you're leaving something, right, that was holding you back. Maybe a partnership in search of that, right? You're gonna look for maybe a supportive community or a teacher of sorts. Hmm. Oh, and there you are. Okay. Virgo. Yeah, so maybe that, right? The new business venture, and I feel like it'll be something spiritual for some reason. Yeah, with the North Node, the purpose, destiny, right? Even with the Hierophant. So don't get in your own way. Or if this was other people, yeah, I feel like at the end, and look at as I lift up the deck, what's underneath the Ten of Pentacles, and there you are again, Virgo. So I feel like, yeah, you're heading in the right direction, right? With victory. I feel like you got it. And if you haven't yet, it's gonna come up during this Mercury retrograde, right? You're gonna see the beginning of that, or you're already in that phase. Something's gonna come up, right? Maybe you're gonna see how you've self-sabotaged yourself in the past. Maybe that's what's gonna come up during this retrograde, right? You're gonna have that light bulb moment of, oh, I get it. I was the one. Like, shoot, I don't even need to blame anybody else because I was the one that, maybe, which is, I get it, right? With the whole spiritual walk, it could be when it hits you out of nowhere, it could be kind of a little alarming, right? When it just comes in out of nowhere. So, um, that wasn't the right word, man. See, I don't today during this whole thing. Oh, today's the first day of Mercury retrograde too, huh? So, okay, I'll be gentle with myself then that I keep jumbling up my words. Okay, so Virgo, who's next after Virgo is, I want to say Libra, right? Okay, so Libra is next. Okay, so Libra. Yeah, right. Virgo, Libra. Okay. Whoa. Wow. You are never alone, Libra. Aw. Oh, that's two of them. Yeah, wow. Maybe you got love on the brain right now. 42. Otter spirit, you are never alone. And it's a little heart. Hmm. Wow, that's balanced, right? Very balanced. 426. Six is that number of right home, all that good stuff. Family home, maybe pregnancy, right? Obviously. But when I said that family and home, whoof, I felt this like refreshing feeling on the heart. So maybe that's been something that's maybe you've been feeling alone. Let's find out. But that's the if you're feeling yeah, tap into otter spirit. Like I said, I'm not gonna have time to read the book and tell you what each of these spirit animals means, but yeah, look it up what the spirit animal otter spirit, and then you'll see how you could tap into it, right? And ask it to help you, right? It'll probably even show up to you in a dream. So don't be afraid to ask for help with that, right? So okay. What else for Libra? Pluto. Uh-oh. So yeah, transformation. The little vultures. Maybe you can ask I love the vultures because they're the Wow, yeah, my brain's doing all kinds of work because well, it's the golden purifier, right? The vulture, right? So it comes and purifies whatever. If you're having trouble completely transforming, the vulture is a great spirit animal to tap into to help you finish that transformation, right? They come clear out all the gunk and all the stuff that remains, right? So renewal, inner resources, basic instinct, motivation, personal power, evolution, composting, cycles, death, rebirth, subversion, suspicion, obsession, intensity, reckoning, taboos, clearing, see, extremes. Pluto. Poor Pluto, huh? That's the planet that was a planet, then it wasn't a planet, and I don't know where it's at now, right? But that's funny. At least in astrology, they still acknowledge it, right? That it's very important. Pluto. Okay, so um, for Libra, what is Libra dealing with during this Mercury retrograde? Mm, yeah, there's a choice. That's interesting because I'm almost getting like, are you choosing to be alone? Yet here they're telling you you're never alone. So maybe you're choosing to be alone and that's weighing heavy on you, but you're really not alone, right? So that's why, because there's always someone with us, right? So maybe that's what it is. You're kind of choosing to walk, at least for a bit, right? While there's something that you're heading towards or you want to accomplish, right? Libra, you made a choice. And so it's weighing heavy on you at this time. That's what I feel. But there's still a little reluctancy, right? You're reluctant to step forward because you made a choice, right? You grabbed your trusty wand, but you're not moving, right? It's not quite the hangman, but you're not moving, right? Whoa. Ah, wow. Maybe you were already shown intuitively that this is going to lead you to, like, this path is a prosperous path, right? Who knows? Maybe, I know Libras are very informed, so maybe you listen to the whole, don't make any choices during Mercury retrograde and this and that. And so you're hesitant to start moving, but whatever path you've already been shown, it's going to lead to something good, right? So that's funny. Ah, look at there it is, the hangman. Wow. But see, I feel like this was already your energy, right? Ah, and look at see, you probably had to walk away from something. That's why the hearts, I felt that, right? But that, yeah, that makes perfect sense. See, that's so funny that the hangman, wow, it wasn't quite the hangman, but yet it is, or you already came out of hangman mode, and now that you've been shown, right, you had the light bulb moment, you're still kind of just waiting. Mm, that's funny. Prosperity, yeah. I feel like, yeah, you've already been shown the direction to walk. And that's kind of what I'm getting, right? Like from it, right? Maybe you'll be able to help out family. Maybe you'll be able to help out others once you walk that path. But I don't know, you're still up in your head, right? You're still, and they're asking you to have strength, right? To tap into that. Because it looks like things are, yeah, you made the right choice. You're on your way. but you're not on your way yet, right? Because you're just, your heart is a little, but with that refreshing feeling, yeah, look at, wow, there you are, Libra. So it's just, right? Whatever pushed you, right, to walk away from something and head towards this new direction that you're looking towards, but you're not moving yet. It's gonna make you happy, and it's gonna make you, well, wealthy even, right? You're gonna definitely be feeling yourself once you go down that path. But yeah, you're just a little hesitant right now. That's okay, right? Maybe it is this energy right now, right? Because that's funny that that came into my head. That whole thing of, oh, you're not supposed to do things during Mercury retrograde, which is fine if you want to wait till it ends. But I almost feel like you'll be okay. You've already been nudged to start something, so that's on you. You know, I think sometimes the guidance of not s- I know I could say that the guidance of the universe will supersede any other kind of thing, right? Like if the universe is pushing you to do something, yeah, it's not about, oh, I can't do it because whatever not that that's a superstition thing, right? But yeah, if the universe is pushing you to do something, then that kind of supersedes everything. So I'll just say that. But it looks like yeah, things are good. So hopefully you don't wait too long to start making movement, and you don't miss that opportunity. Nah, I feel like you'll be all right, right? As I was saying that, I was like, nah, you'll be all right. But yeah, if they're already nudging you, just listen to the universe. I'll say that. Okay, so who's next? Libra, Scorpio, right? Okay, Scorpio. Man, how many? Let me see. Libra, Scorpio. Man, okay, I gotta hurry up. Okay, so Scorpio. Spirit animal for Scorpio. Bad spirit. Ah. A rebirth is assured. The bat usually appears to me when five change, right? Wow, okay. So rebirth five. Maybe you're going through that right now. I mean, I feel like Scorpios are very comfortable with the whole death and rebirth, right? But yeah, whenever bats have appeared to me, I've kind of gone through a little dark night of the soul, right? And it never failed. And so yeah, maybe you're about to go through that right now. Maybe something with this Mercury retrograde, right? Something is gonna trigger that from the past. But yeah, like once I went hiking in this place that I had been going for like 20 years, and never had I seen a bat there. And this little bat was just circling around me, and I was like, oh, and sure enough, right after that, I went through a whole thing. So when the bat appears, it's always like, I mean, very few times it appeared that I didn't have something like that, but yeah. So okay, but it's actually a really, because they have that echolocation and everything, right? So you're probably really tapped in at this time, but at the same time, right? Just take it how it resonates. Okay, so okay, well, for what do you have for school? Okay, thank you for. Oh, so maybe. Oh no, that's Libra, right? Virgo. Ah, the Alchemist. Kind of something similar, right? About the rebirth is assured. Maybe you're gonna be creating, right? You're creating it, right? You're creating the path. Well, I felt something like refreshing on my heart too, so that's interesting. Methodical, aligned, ritualistic, efficient, insightful, healthy, dutiful, discerning, witchy. Ah. Subtle, pure, refined, accurate, solitary, rational, critical, nervous, perfectionist. Interesting. Maybe maybe you got Virgo in your chart. You're tapping into that. during Mercury, right? Mercury retrograde. Man, it feels really hot in this room right now, and I'm just like trying to hurry up now. Cause yeah, I think we're still supposed to be in winter, right? Freaking California. Okay. Wow. Okay. What did I say? Something about the past. And there you are, Scorpio. So maybe there's some nostalgia right now. Something's gonna trigger this rebirth, right? Number five. Hmm. Yeah. Wow. Nostalgic memories. That's interesting. Who's this page? Is this you? Or is this something you're dealing with? That's interesting. It's really interesting. Let me see. Okay. Is is this Scorpio's energy? Maybe in the past, right? Maybe you've been very sharp with your words. Why did that come out with the Six of Cups? Okay. Is this Page of Swords Scorpio? Whoa. Wow. Ten of Cups in reverse. Wow. Wow. So maybe that's what you're nostalgic about. Maybe in the past you had a chance at a Ten of Cups, and I'm just gonna say it how it's coming out. Maybe you were in an immature energy where you didn't know how to. Yeah, it was just an immature energy, right? The way you spoke, right? Maybe you, in a way, self-sabotage something, right? Maybe you didn't think of it like that, but you know this, right? It says someone that doesn't care about someone else's feelings or others' feelings in general, just right? Like just not caring about other people's feelings. And unfortunately, in this instance, it seems like you might have ruined your own Ten of Cups moment. Maybe now you're trying to, I don't know, that's pretty interesting, right? The little are you trying to alchemize something? Maybe you're trying to tap into something from your past, and I'm, I'm surprised the magician didn't come out, but are you trying to see if the universe would it's interesting. Were you dealing with a Libra? Are you a Libra cusper? Maybe this is the person in the past, right? That and now they're just I don't know if that's what you're doing. Like you're trying to go back to someone that you realize that in the past maybe you had an immature energy, and it looks like they're willing to talk, but they're kind of just like very like bam, right? Like not like mind over heart really. But with the Libra, I feel like you're trying to balance things out, which is fine, right? It Mercury retrograde. So maybe it's you in this instance that's going back to balance something out from the past, something that you feel was a Ten of Cups. And maybe you feel like in the past you were in an immature energy. And hey, that's a lot of growth, you know? I mean, hey, a rebirth is assured. Wow. That takes a lot, you know, to admit that if someone realizes, like, damn, in the past I was immature or something like that, it's like, that's nothing to ever, ever be ashamed of, right? Anyone that has that kind of growth, that's like, right? That's the ultimate journey, right? Like, that's what we should do, right? To realize when in the past we've done things, and no matter of the outcome, that's the thing, is it doesn't matter if, right, you're having some kind of nostalgic memory, you want to go towards someone to make something right. Just don't be trying to do no spells and stuff like that, because that kind of jumped out at me. Hopefully you're not doing it in that way, because then I spoke too soon. I'm over here giving you kudos about, like, oh wow, and you know, and there's this person over here trying to witchy, right? Witchy. That's so funny. Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know. It feels like this. Yeah, this is pretty interesting. That feels like it's your energy, right? Let me see. Let me make sure, right? I don't know, unless this is it already switched. Then okay. Is this an offer coming in for Scorpio? A new career opportunity? Oh, okay. Well, I mean, yeah, I feel like there's something. Yeah. So, okay, maybe this is okay. This is different then. This is some kind of new opportunity that might come out. You know, sometimes weird things happen like that with the universe, right? Things that we can't see, but it's really strange that they want us to close certain things out before then other things open, right? So maybe somehow this, because money is tied to the heart. So something with this that needs to be balanced out might be blocking because it's weighing heavy on you and you're thinking about things. And once you kind of bring balance to that, yeah, then maybe it'll help you with, even if it does mean that, you just bring closure to it, right? There's a great time right now to be getting closure for things. And then, you know, you head in the direction you need to head in, right? I feel like whatever, yeah, whatever that is, it'll, yeah. We can't see the whole great scheme of everything, but everything's connected at the end of the day. You'd be surprised, right? Or maybe you already experienced that and you know exactly what I'm talking about, but everything connects, right? It's crazy. Things that you would never see are connecting, right? This whole thing, our whole lives, right? Connect. Boom, boom, boom. Everything's a huge web. Just this amazing huge puzzle, right? On all these pieces are connecting. It's like starting a puzzle from one corner, then you start putting pieces over here, and then by the end they're all connected, and you're like, what in the world? Right? So it's like that. So I guess that's kind of the thing, right? And then it feels like you'll be able to, because this is all about, right? You have the power of free will and all that good stuff. So then I think it'll be a lot easier to I read a book about that once, about being stuck and all that, and it said, like, never leave. So whenever I would have little projects, I just finish them. I don't care if they, you know for me, I could speak, especially with music, right? I'd finish them even if it didn't sound great. I'd finish it, and somehow that would open things up, right? So I feel like you're kind of on this similar journey with that. So there's something that's been on your mind. If there's something that's been on your mind that you feel like you need to balance out, do that. And then I think other things will begin to magically, hopefully without you having to do any witchy stuff, just start to open up, right? That'll be the alchemy with that, right? The alchemy of the universe and the way it works, right? Like two chemicals mixing together that create some. Now they create something else, right? Yeah. Hopefully that's making sense. It's making sense in my head. I just don't know if I'm explaining it correctly. Okay. So anyway, Scorpio, that's it for you, right? Um, yeah, you should know all about that, right? You're all about like the sign of death and rebirth and transformation and all that. So it should be making sense. Who's next? Sagittarius? Yeah. Can't believe how hot it got in this room, so I'm just trying to finish. Okay. So Sagittarius. Sagittarius. Wow. I love this seeing the big picture. 29 giraffe. 29, maybe your what is it? No, not December 20. Yeah, December 29th is still Sagittarius or no? I don't even know. No, no, no. November 29th, right? That would be Sagittarius. Or 11, right? December 11th, I think is Sagittarius still, right? Giraffe. See the big picture. So right now maybe, right? If you get stuck and you're not being able to see, wow, maybe you're a cusper with Scorpio. Wow, that made perfect sense, right? What I was just saying about how everything connects and seeing how all the puzzle pieces will eventually connect, seeing the big picture. So, maybe tap into giraffe spirit and ask it to help you see the big picture if you feel stuck. So that's funny. That was like a good confirmation right there. So, wow, Aquarius. Maybe right now tap into that Aquarius energy, the radical pow. Experimental, rational, unique, liberal, electric, group orient, orientated, humanitarian, free, radical, eccentric, diverse, futuristic, utopian, disruptive, edgy, detached. It's the radical. So yeah, maybe right now you're thinking outside the box, coming up with ideas that may not make sense to others, but it's okay. Okay, so for Sagittarius, wow, the star. Yeah, see? That makes sense. The star, Sagittarius, 17, 8. Yeah, wow. Maybe the 1 or the 7 means something. The star, see? Coming up with things that are gonna make you stand out. Uh-oh. What the hell? The devil jumped out. So what is it? Why the devil? Hmm. The devil. Okay, let's find out why the devil popped out. What are you feeling stuck to right now? Sagittarius. What are you bound? Unless you're a maybe you're a Capricorn Sagittarius cusper. Let me see. What are you feeling bound to, Sagittarius? You don't want to tell me, huh? You're being secretive now. Uh-oh. Something from the past. Good old Mercury retrograde, right? Wow. Oh, maybe you're a Scorpio Sagittarius cusper, right? Hmm. There you are. Something from the past, but bound to it. Wow, that's crazy. Why is that keeping you from moving forward, though? Maybe it's taking up too much of your time, right? Wow. The 10 of Cups. That's funny, right? Because this just came out for Scorpio, but in reverse. Now it's coming out right side up. The ones and sevens, yeah, that's crazy. Damn, that is crazy. But why does that have you bound? I mean, it came out right side up, so okay, that's interesting. Why is it nostalgic memory has you bound though? Maybe you're in one of those situations like maybe you think you can't have both, I guess. Maybe you have a path right now, something right, being a star Sagittarius, and you think you have to choose, you know, like home life, love life, or to, like your career, right? Whatever that might be, right? Maybe you're, oh, I forget to cover it up. But yeah, okay, let's see. Line down. Why Sagittarius? What is Yeah, it feels like you feel like you have to, choose, like you have to kill one of them, basically, right? That's interesting. Maybe that, you know how they say the devil is a lie. Maybe the devil's lying to you that you have to sacrifice that 10 of cups if you want to be successful. Hmm. Look at that, jumped out at me. No. Wow. Yeah, it's kind of eerie. I got the chills too when, damn. But see, balance, right? You would have to, I mean, it's hard work sometimes, but hey, or maybe you already end, yeah, because the nostalgia, right? Wow, maybe you already sacrificed that 10 of cups because you thought you had to, and you chose to go and wow. Yeah, I could look at, bam, like you just chose to, and with the high priestess, I think maybe you're getting it right that you didn't have to sacrifice. Maybe, damn, maybe the devil was a person in your life. Ooh, I got chills big time. Maybe the devil was a person in your life telling you that you couldn't have both, right? No, it's not good. Wow, that you had to. Mm, that's crazy. That gave me chills like crazy. That's sad, really, right? That we could have but that's the truth, right? Like you have people close to you sometimes that, but now with the high priestess, that's why the high priestess, right? Wow. Maybe now you see the truth. And that's why you're having these nostalgic memories because you saw that you didn't have to sacrifice right? The devil was like, almost like that. All this I will give to you kind of thing. But I don't know. This feels like it was someone in your ear. Interesting. Wow. As I split the deck, the lovers. Yeah. Right? That's the opposite of the devil. I mean, so why is this even coming out? Is this let's see, a Sagittarius gonna try to reconnect with someone from the past then? Is that what's gonna happen here? Think you might. Yeah, there you are, Sagittarius. I think you're willing to fight for something. That's what you have the I think you can do it if you but yeah, it's gonna be quite a battle, but I feel like you can do it. Of course it's free will, right? If you chose to leave someone behind because you thought that was the choice you had to make, I mean it's free will, right? So now it just depends if the person from you know I mean I don't feel anything like from it like someone from the past wouldn't be willing to hear you out, right? So if that's your story, let me know because that seems like a very um like a personal read, right? Whatever Sagittarius I was tapping into, that was pretty interesting, right? So yeah. Hmm. Yeah, it's almost like that's yeah, the story of, oh, I'll go and then I'll be able to come back and do this and that, but it didn't even have to happen like that, right? Like something lied, right? Like almost like when you see those like in a movie or something, the evil manager or something for someone that's in show business, right? And they're like, oh no, you can't. You got to leave that person behind and this and that, and because all they're focused on is right. Are they helping you with your career? Sure, right, but they're making you sacrifice things that you don't necessarily have to, right? Kind of thing. I don't know why it's like. So let me know if someone that's in that, I guess, life is watching this or ends up watching this. That's pretty interesting. Hmm. Trying to think of. I know I've seen movies where that's the whole scenario that plays out, so that's pretty funny. And my nose is itching big time. So yeah, maybe you're gonna communicate with someone from your past and try to you know, make things right. Which I'm not getting a negative energy from. So I think someone would be open to hear you if that's the case. So okay. I know I took a long time on that one. So who's next? Capricorn? Capricorn, right? Sagittarius, Capricorn. Okay. Yeah, that was interesting. I don't know. I felt like I was seeing the whole movie playing out in my head. So I was like, whoa, this is pretty interesting. Like, I don't know. I didn't expect that one. And that was creepy. Like the whole devil energy. That was just interesting. Okay. So for Capricorn, what's the spirit animal? I don't even know what was the spirit animal for, oh, Sagittarius. Oh, the giraffe, right? It was about seeing the everything kind of thing, right? That's funny. Okay. Wow. So for Capricorn, antelope spirit, life is speeding up. Wow. So maybe you felt like things were going slow and now you're gonna hit the ground running, which goes good with this year of the fire horse, right? Antelope spirit, life is speeding up. Or maybe, yeah, don't hesitate to ask, wow, my nose keeps itching. Like, I don't know. Maybe, yeah, for Sagittarius or Capricorn, there's some kind of communication coming in, right? Um, yeah. So that's a spirit animal you could tap into, right? Capricorn. Maybe if you need help with that, if things speed up and you feel overwhelmed, tap into that antelope spirit, right? Because they're good with that. So, you could look it up, right? I said that I didn't have time to read what each of the spirit animals mean, but would you say tell us the movie? Yeah, I don't if the movie comes to me, I'll definitely that's funny. Okay, so for Capricorn, oh wow, this came out for who did this come out for? I think for Aries. Aries is in after Capricorn, right? I think it's Pi. Oh no, wait, Pisces and Aquarius or Aquarius and Pisces. conjunction, empowerment. So maybe it's a time to collab, right, with people. Wow, my nose is just itching like crazy. What the? Yeah, right when I got to like Sagittarius and but really with Capricorn is yeah, so I don't know, you probably getting some kind of communication. Maybe it has to do with this, right? With collaborating with people or something, allies with, concentrates, overrides, overwhelms. Interesting. Hmm. Wow, that's funny. And this one, honorable mention. I guess maybe you're a cusper. This popped up Sagittarius, the Voyager. Enthusiastic, philosophical, independent, generous. Maybe there'll be some travel involved. There's that horse energy, right? You're the fire horse. Interesting. Yeah. Yeah, I already did Aries. I did Taurus. So after Capricorn, Aquarius, then Pisces, right? That's that's the order, right? Man, I'm already feeling like my words keep jumbling up, but that's kind of how it started anyways. Yeah, okay, Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces, and that's it. Okay. Okay, so what else does Capricorn need to know? Interesting. Queen of Wands. Is this your energy? Are you like Scorpio? Are you in some manifesting witchy energy right now? I don't know why that jumped out at me. Wow, look at there you are. Capricorn. Are you focusing on your money? Are you trying to manifest money? Let's see. Let's see. Okay, so why did Queen of Wands come out for Capricorn? Okay, is the Queen of Wands Capricorn's energy? Yes. And there it is again, Leo energy. Oh. So it does seem like you're trying to manifest something. That's interesting, right? Like you got your eyes on something and hmm, you're willing to put in the effort to get it, but it feels like I don't know, that's pretty interesting. It's pretty interesting because I'm getting like that. Like you're putting energy into it, fighting for it, but in a manifesting kind of way. Interesting. Are you trying to manifest more money, right? And you're really trying to put your manifestation powers to use or something. Like you're really focusing on that. That's what's coming through. That's funny. Wow. See? Yeah. Interesting. I think you're trying to manifest more money right now. That's so funny. Wow. Look at that. The star. Let me see. Is that you or is it? It's either, let me see, is the star Capricorn? I feel like you're trying to. That's interesting. Do you feel like you need to have your money right to move towards someone that you see as a star? Capricorn? That's pretty interesting. Oh, wow. That's the Ten of Swords is under. Why the Ten of Swords? It feels like you're focused on manifesting because somehow to move towards someone that you see as a star, you feel like you have to have your money right or something. That's interesting. So who is this star then? Wow. The world. I guess there was a cycle that closed with somebody, but you're trying to manifest a new beginning, it looks like, because a cycle closed. Hmm. I don't know. This is a weird energy, Capricorn. Because, I mean, I get it, right? But it's trying to do something without doing it directly, right? It's like that. Like someone, instead of, let me just, right? Like, I could work for it, but I'm going to try to manifest it, right? So imagine, like, maybe the same amount of energy that you could have put towards doing something in a direct way, you're doing it. You're gonna use that energy to manifest something, right? Still using energy. Maybe it's less energy, but that's so interesting. Trying to do something in a round way. Wow, see? Somehow, I don't know, it's strange. This is interesting energy, right? Or maybe, yeah, it has to do with this Mercury retrograde. Like maybe someone you thought together you could have had this Ten of Pentacles, um, but there was a cycle that closed. This person that you saw as a star, and you're trying to manifest them back, or you're trying to manifest because somehow you feel like to move towards this person that you're gonna have this Ten of Pentacles with, you have to have your money right. So that's kind of strange, right? Yeah, that's interesting. So I don't know. Is there any kind of advice? What's the advice here? Is it to keep to, to keep doing whatever? Who else had the witchy energy? Scorpio, huh? Let me see. Okay. Wow. So maybe you're in a little bit of, who else had this energy? Gemini, huh? Oh no, Leo. Leo, I think it was Leo. But everything was like right around the corner, everything was good. So it feels like you're, and I had just mentioned Scorpio, huh, with the witchy energy. Um, so yeah, okay. So there is something that, yeah, okay. It's funny though, because you're not showing it. It's like you have your poker face on, right? But at the end of all, okay, so all this crazy going around instead of going straight towards something is because you're in your feelings about something from the past. But you wouldn't know it because you're not gonna show it. But I guess behind the scenes, you're trying to manifest something from the past. And like, wow, I got chills because it's almost like you're even trying to fool the cards here into, instead of, other with other readings, it's like straight up, right? Like the Six of Cups or different things, right? But with you, or, the Three of Swords, all this stuff. But to you, it like it went, wow, that's funny. Talk about a poker face, right? So that's what it is right now. So that was crazy. Hey, Brittany, how's it going? Um, yeah. What's next? Aquarius? Yeah, okay. So let me go to Aquarius. So I don't even know it didn't look like there was really any advice. It just felt like even right, it was like we don't know what you're doing here. Like all this, I almost feel like okay, let me see. One last card for Capricorn then, because I don't even feel like there was any advice. It's just like even the spirit world was kind of like, what are you doing here? Like you're trying to manifest something and going all around instead of just taking the forward, like the straight approach, right? Like maybe telling someone like, hey, I know a cycle closed, but this is how I'm feeling. But instead, you're doing all this other stuff, trying to manifest some kind of new beginning, but not even the new beginning. The things that you think are gonna get you to that, or something you think you need before you can hit something straightforward or something, which you're not even gonna go straightforward. You're still gonna go around. So that was interesting. Okay, so one last card for Capricorn. That was funny. Oh man. Oh, I guess. Oh, okay. I don't know. Wow, action. Maybe they're just telling you, wow, take action. Wow, maybe you're gonna have a kind of light bulb moment. Look at the high priestess, and yeah. So if it hasn't, maybe this was the message, right? Maybe if a Capricorn's watching this, it was for it to kind of get it, right? Like, why are you doing all that? Right? I mean, yeah, that's very flattering, right? That the high priestess came out, right? So whatever Capricorn, you're very aware, you're very tuned in. Obviously, if you're even trying to manifest, it looks like you're very confident in your manifesting skills, but you're doing it to attain something that you could just do directly, right? If you just take action, but you want to go all the way around in a weird way. So that's interesting. So okay, that's the thing. So that would be the advice. You know better. You, yeah. So okay, all right. So Aquarius, let's go for Aquarius. Oh wait, why was I even using these cards first? Okay, I'm gonna have to put those back because I want to do it in order. Okay, so the spirit animal for Aquarius, spirit animal for Aquarius, spirit animal, spirit animal for Aquarius. What spirit animal can Aquarius tap into right now? Oh wow, I like it. I love this spirit animal, the starfish. It feels very cosmic, right? Very, look at that. Like the patterns of life. Like, I don't know, it just feels very cosmic. Starfish spirit, open to infinite possibility. Wow. So that's 14.5, the number of change, and it's five little to the star, right? The 5 points. So that's pretty cool. Cats like to ride the horse until it falls over. They need to just enjoy victory lap, not jump into another race. I felt that. That's funny. It's crazy. Okay, so all right, starfish for the Aquarius, right? How does his deck feel? I think that's all the cards for this deck, but oh, I guess compared to the animal deck is like that thick, and this one's all like super thin, so it's funny. Shuffling this one after the animal deck. Okay, so for Aquarius. Oh wow, Libra, the idealist. So maybe You need to balance things out right now. I don't know. Tapping into some Libra energy. Maybe you have Libra in your chart, right? Maybe you're a Libra rising. Harmonious, cooperative, balanced, socially aware, artistic, people pleasing. Oh, fair, idealistic, choosy. Indecisive. Oh, maybe you've been a little indecisive. Who knows? Okay. So, what is Aquarius going through right now during this Mercury retrograde? What's the advice? Have they been out of balance? Do they need to balance things out? Maybe things at home have been out of balance. Maybe right now the focus should be taking some time to balance out the home so it could be happy again, right? Peace. Interesting. So if there's any Aquarius, let me know if that resonates. Yeah, I'll put some timestamps after. I don't know if that's let me see. Okay, so what else for Aquarius? Whoa. And I had seen this one earlier. Maybe you're a cusper with Pisces. I don't know if you've been at home a little, because this card says like wishes granted, right? So if it is about balancing things at home, maybe try not to be so, like maybe you're the breadwinner at home. Maybe you're right and you're kind of being a little rigid or a little too controlling, right? Maybe that's why the balance is coming out. Maybe you're kind of the one that has that control, right? Look at the Page of Swords. Maybe you've been saying things that are hurting other people's feelings in the home or something. Yeah, my solar plexus is kind of hmm. I would say try not to be in that energy of, well, this is just the way I am. Hey, I get it, right? Because really, we are all different. Certain people talk a certain way, this and that, but you never know, right? Like how you're affecting other people. And it feels like whatever Aquarius I'm tapping into, you kind of have the ability to change, with all that water, right? You have the ability to change the mood of your whole household. Imagine that, like when one person in the whole household can affect everyone's mood, right? Just one person, right? I don't know. It's something to be, I guess, aware about, right? And maybe that's part of it. Maybe that's coming back, or maybe just right now, right? It got thrown. Something's happening to make you aware of that so that, like during this Mercury retrograde, maybe it's something if you choose to. Wow, look at if you choose to, you can correct with that victory card. Wow. And with the heart chakra, it's like imagine everyone could be happy. You could choose to know I'm gonna be the only one that's right. You could be the tyrant for the whole household. I'm gonna be the emotional tyrant. I control this. I'll be happy, but screw everyone else, kind of thing. Or you could bring balance to the whole household. That's what it feels like. I don't know how it feels. Kind of like very like a personal kind of reading in this sense too. Let me know if that makes sense. Or even at work, I don't know. There's something, right? Something there. That's pretty interesting. What? How come you're hearing that song, Brittany? That you're coming out of the that I'm coming out song? That's funny. Now you got that song stuck in my head. Wow. See? I feel like that's just even more confirmation to what I was saying about like, yeah, the authority kind of in the house, right? Wow, that's crazy. Maybe you're in Aries. Wait, no, no, no. Pisces is next, right? Yeah. So, yeah, that's funny. Maybe you are the one in the house that kind of is that authoritative figure, and you know, you can shift the whole mood of the house, right? Interesting. Or a job. Maybe you're the boss, right? Maybe you're the boss at your the manager. The manager, right? I remember I had this crazy manager when I was at this job, right? And yeah, one day I just yeah, cause yeah, she was just weird, right? Cause it was a huge warehouse, and she would call me all the way to the office. I had to walk like I don't know how many minutes to get to the office, and then it would just be the dumbest thing, like, oh, just something. I was like, what? Like, and we had cell phones, so she could have just called, but nope. And then one day I just freaking snapped because yeah, she would like that. I don't know. I think she just wanted to make people miserable. So if that's your energy right now, Aquarius, like whether it's at work or at home, I don't know. Yeah, you have all the ability to make a nice, happy environment, right? So I think that's kind of what's coming out. That's funny. Yeah. So let me know if that. Yeah. Wow. Almost like look at the world even came out. Like you could end the cycle of tyranny, right? And create a yeah, like a more, you know, or if it's not you, maybe you have the ability to sway the emotions of the person that is in that authoritative or position of power. I don't know why I couldn't talk right now, but yeah, maybe you're the person that could, talk some sense into the person that's in that position of power and bring, a happy, stable home life. I don't know. That's interesting. Wow, my solar plex is lit up with that. So maybe that. If it's not you, take it out. It resonates. If it's not you, then maybe you're the one that can. Right. Let's say you're. You know. I guess it doesn't matter. Oh wow, a freaking card on to flip over. Oh, that's funny. The judgment card is under here. The whole deck was gonna flip over, so that's funny. Yeah. So hmm, that's interesting. Yeah. So that's kind of what I'm thinking, right? Um, because that lit up my whole solar plexus. Like you have the ability to, right? Almost like a king can talk sense to the queen, and the queen could talk sense to the king, right? So if you're in that kind of dynamic, and you can make things fair for everybody, right? So that's kind of what I'm getting. Let me know if that makes sense, right? Or if you're in the position and you could talk sense to yourself, right? So there's those three. What do you call it? Okay, so I think last but not least, right? Pisces. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. That's what it feels like. Whatever Aquarius this was for, like, yeah, someone that, yeah, just trying to be overly authoritative, right? And I know I had all these different things that I've seen like that, right, in life. Like I was going all the way through my life, seeing where there were these kind of situations. So I know that dynamic. I've seen it before, so I know, right? It doesn't have to be like that, right? Okay, so that for Pisces, what spirit animal can Pisces tap into right now? What is a good spirit animal for Pisces? Wow, that's interesting. I like it though. Fox spirit, Pisces, thinking on your feet, 27. Look at that. That fox looks very like mystical, huh? Like shapeshifter energy. Look at the eyes are very like mesmerizing, huh? 27. So what is that? Maybe March 9th, maybe the 27th of February, right? Oh yeah, tomorrow. Aha, maybe your birthday's tomorrow, 27th. Pisces, Fox Spirit. So yeah, I know I wasn't reading it for anybody, but yeah, look it up, Fox Spirit. Maybe it's a good ally to have right now, right? I feel like if you're tapped into the other side too, that's a great ally to have in the spirit world, the Fox Spirit, right? Because I know a lot of Pisces are tapped in. So, you know, my grandma's birthday was the um she passed away yesterday on the that was the anniversary. Not that she passed away yesterday, but it was the 25th was the day she passed of February, but she was born on the leap year on the 29th. So I don't think this year's a leap year, right? Let me check this calendar. No, I forgot when the last leap year was, but yeah, she was born on a leap year, but she passed on the yeah, on the 25th. So let me see. Okay, what other message for Pisces? Wow, why don't you want to talk? Interesting. Oh wow, Libra too? That's funny. That's funny. Wow. Interesting. Libra, the idealist, huh? I don't know why that does look Piscean, right? Like for some reason. I know it's Libra, but I don't know why. She kind of looked Pisces to me, right? Harmonious, cooperative, balanced, socially aware, artistic, people pleasing. Ah, maybe the same, right? Right now you're in a didn't this just come out for Aquarius? So yeah, maybe the same, right? You're in maybe you're a cusper, right? That's funny. I didn't think about that. Considerate. Wow. Okay. Considerate, obliging, and decisive. You know, this one has both, right? It has the positive traits or the something that maybe you're having trouble with right now, right? So just take it how it resonates. This popped out too. Try and flow. There's your water Pisces energy. So harmonizes. Wow. It came out twice. Harmony, harmonious, and harmonizes. So maybe you're bringing balance to your surroundings right now. Pisces aids, enriches, benefits, energizes, enjoys, eases, lubricates. That's interesting. Gifts, rhymes, supports, indulges. Wow. Flow, trine. Interesting. Hmm. Wow. So maybe you're um wow, the word beneficial popped in my head to the your surroundings at this time, right? Maybe you bring balance to or you're you're good at this time right now to bring harmony to whatever environment you're in. So maybe with that fox spirit. Not that it's like trick, but hey, if you gotta use, like maybe you're using some of that fox, like you could bring peace to a situation right now, right? With that fox spirit. So that's not a bad thing to tap into, right? If you're around environments that people want to be hostile, you could use that sneaky fox spirit energy to be like, I know how to make this work, and it's okay, right? Hey, it's all good. Tap into that fox spirit. Let me see. Okay, what else for so what my chair was on wow. Yeah, see, that makes sense. Maybe right now you're just in a compassionate mood and right? It's your oh, so happy birthday, Pisces. I forgot to say happy birthday, happy birthday. So yeah, maybe you're you know, right now, right? Your birthday season, you're feeling compassionate, you're feeling good, intuition. It happens like that. Sometimes on our birthdays we get hit with something, right? A new kind of gift, literally, right? Not just a gift like in this material world, but even gifts from the other side, right? Like it really happens. Um, I think that's even like on Sabrina the Teenage Witch, right? I know the new one was called something else, the Netflix special, right? But like on her birthday, she gets new powers and stuff like that. Like that really happens, right? We all of a sudden we hit a certain birthday and boom, things start to open up. So hmm, maybe you're in that Queen of Cups energy right now. Wow, double Cancer. I don't know. Are you connecting with any cancers or maybe just your fellow water sign? I like the Chariot though, because it feels like if you're not aware, something's gonna happen during this Mercury retrograde that's gonna make you realize how in control of how much free will you actually have, right? If for some reason it hasn't clicked, all of a sudden something's gonna come into your path that oh, maybe that, right? Oh, okay, that makes sense. Mercury retrograde, something will come in to maybe test that free will, right? Let's say it's someone from the past, something from the past, and then you're gonna realize, hey, I could just say no, right? Or you could say yes, either way, right? But something that's gonna make you realize just how much power you have, how much you're controlling the reins, right? Wow. Even between light and dark. Wow, that heard that right now. That's so funny. That's pretty deep. Wow, okay. Wow, look at underneath the deck there you are, Pisces. Maybe you're really in control right now of your emotions, right? Maybe you're in that wow. Oh, wait, what the? Oh, divine pair. Damn, are you coming into a union? That's pretty interesting. I think you're the first one tonight that had the divine pair come out. Wow. Or are you embodying both? That's pretty crazy. Are you embodying both? So if you've been feeling out of balance, it feels like the wow. See, that's weird that the embodying both, and this feels like very like shapeshifter-ish energy, right? Like, hmm. Now it feels like more mysterious. Well, like Pisces has this mysterious energy right now. Maybe that, right? It's like a gift from the universe for your like birthday season. Okay, let's see what else comes out. Cause now I'm intrigued. What is this? Is Pisces coming into some kind of union, or is this Pisces embodying both, right? Feeling very balanced, masculine and feminine energy, like a divine union within yourself, right? That's pretty, someone realizing like, hmm, what is this about? It almost feels out of place for some reason. Is this someone from the past coming in? Like, is this what the free will, that why the free will card came out? It almost feels like that, like something coming in, like, hey, remember I got this shiny thing, and you're like, nah, I'm okay. I'm very balanced. I don't know. Let me see. Okay, that's I don't know. That's it felt so out of place. This Four of Pentacles. Let me see. Why the Four of Pentacles? Whose energy is that? Well, Capricorn energy. I know you, Brittany, right? You say you have a lot of Capricorn, so let me see. Why that Four of Pentacles all up in the Pisces reading? What? The victory. Wow. Yeah, okay. Maybe it is something, right? Something coming in. It feels like this is your little Mercury retrograde test. It doesn't have to be financial, right? Something coming in to weigh something like, hey, remember I have this over you, kind of like, right? Like, whether it was a romantic relationship, something financial, something, right? Like, I'm getting all these different scenarios in my head, so I'm not gonna go through all of it, but just let your own mind, you know, point you in that direction of what some kind of test that will come in, like, and I think this it's gonna help you realize how much free will you have, right? That's what's gonna happen. Like that's what's gonna happen here. Whoever's connecting with this, right? Because this feels very that, right? Like balance within yourself, right? A divine pair. But hey, I mean, hey, if maybe you are gonna be meeting your, it's weird that during Mercury retrograde, right? Because they usually say maybe just wait to go out till the Mercury retrograde ends or something, right? Just be like, oh, cool, we met, awesome, and then just plan to go out till when does it end? After March, like April or something. Plan to go on a date in April or something, right? If you meet your divine pair, that's funny. Yeah, yeah, it does. It feels really balanced, and it's the only sign though out of all the signs. It's the only one that the divine pair popped out, right? So yeah, that's interesting. Here, okay, I'll pull one more. But that's what it feels. I feel like whatever test is gonna come in during this Mercury retrograde, something from the because this one, I don't know, it just feels out of place right here, right? But you'll have victory over it. That's what I think. Wow. Mm, yeah. Okay. Let me see. What else for? Yeah, see, I feel like something's gonna come in communicating. Because this doesn't feel like your energy, that action energy. It feels like you're in your element. Like you're chilling. Hmm, that's interesting. Yeah, I feel like something's gonna come in to communicate something. Yeah, I think. Oh wow, yeah. Look at that. Mm, yeah, like that page energy. So there's that pentacle again, right? Hmm. I look at Eight of Wands and Eight of Swords. I feel like, unfortunately, this is kind of what I'm getting, but obviously it's free will, right? Obviously, you're gonna know how much free will you have. But that if someone comes in very confidently, I feel like, you know, if the energy I'm picking up on most likely, obviously, it's free will, but you might just let them down. It's gonna affect, right? Then their all that confidence they had is gonna be like, because I feel that, right? Like the solar plexus is gonna affect them. Is it you know, is it your fault? No. I mean, hey, it is what it is, right? But that's funny though. Because maybe in the past, who knows? Maybe it's someone from the past that once upon a time they did that to you. So it's just not that, we're not playing like games here or nothing, but it's just kind of like the karmic rules, right? The way things come around. So that's pretty interesting, right? It feels like someone's gonna be very confident and then it's gonna be like wah 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 kind of thing, right? Well, yeah, but I shouldn't have even get going with that. But for you Pisces, everything's gonna be just fine. So we'll end it with that because that other energy kind of threw me off a little at the end right there. But it feels like everything's gonna be just fine. So you don't worry about nothing. Enjoy your birthday month, your birthday season. And yeah, let me know if that resonates. I'll put timestamps after. Thank you to everybody that tuned in. Yeah, yeah, maybe yeah. Maybe you're gonna be the one that happens to, sometimes um, spirit, universe uses us. Yeah, it's giving me a weird kind of feeling now. Cause yeah, then people obviously, right? People maybe that's the advice, right? Maybe just let someone if you have to let someone down with something, just let them down easy, right? Because then people get all the ego is a crazy thing, right? People could get very vindictive or right when they get their ego bruised and this and that. So just be tactful. Then I'll just say that. See, I feel that wow. So okay, maybe that was the advice. I feel a lot easy at ease right after saying that. So that would be the advice. If you got to let someone down, just let them down easily so they don't get all vindictive and you don't bruise their ego too bad, right? It's not your responsibility, but it's kind of just the tactful thing to do, right? So you right now you have that fox, you know, maybe even that, right? Like, well, I won't say that, but yeah, be tactful, right? You got that fox spirit. Think on your feet. So there it is, right? Think on your feet. Perfect. It all wrapped up in a perfect, nice burrito or whatever, right? So think on your feet. Just know how to let them down easy, and that way they don't get all vindictive and, you know, get their ego all bruised and all that, right? So, okay, thank you all. I'll put the timestamps. Yeah, have a great night, and I'll see you all soon, maybe tomorrow. I just got to think of what. Yeah, tomorrow's Friday, right? So yeah. So okay. If I don't see you tomorrow, then just have a great weekend, and thank you to everybody that tuned in. Thank you so much for allowing me to connect to your energy. And all right, have a great night.